What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is not going to be a fun day. Something I have been putting off for a couple weeks now. Honestly, I know it's not that bad of a job, but I've already done it. So that's what kind of pisses me off about the whole situation. So we are working on my Mark IV Jetta TDI. A couple years ago, heater core was leaking. I went through and replaced the heater core, did all the blend door foam, all that good stuff. I wanted to do it right and do it once. But it is leaking again, and I've been driving around with no heat because it smells so terrible inside. So finally I have today to get this job done. In order to do this heater core, we got to pull the whole center console, the entire dash out. When I did it the first time, I pulled the whole crash bar and I completely pulled the heater core box out. But I had a parts car for my red truck, the one I pulled the motor out for that truck, and that car had the split box. So 2001 up, I believe, has the whole AC box and heater box is one unit. The older ones have a split in the middle, so you can take out just the heater part and swap the core that way. So I did put that box in this car. So I am very thankful I did that because I got to do it again, and that is going to make this job a lot easier. I don't have to pull the AC system out. I don't have to disconnect the lines. I don't have to discharge the AC. All I got to do is unbolt the box from the firewall, pull it out a little bit, and then I should be able to unclip the two box halves and pull just the heater core box out. That being said, let's get to work. I'm just gonna throw you guys on a time lapse. We're gonna bust this out. I don't wanna spend too much time doing this. I wanna bust it out, get it done, because I wanna get back to paint work on the Tacoma. So let's get to it. All right, guys, we're making progress. We got the entire dash out. You got to pull all the vents off of the center here, and you can see, I don't have my light, but you can see it is split right here. There's all these clips that go around. So this is the only section we need to take out. This whole section over here is all for the AC, so we can leave that in. We just got to pull this out, and the heater core comes right out the top. So I have seen people actually, instead of removing this whole crash bar, they leave it in and they just pull it out enough to get the heater box out enough to pull the heater core out of the top. Last time I did it, I completely pulled it out. I'm going to try to leave it in this time. The last bolt we need to take out, if you guys were curious why I was pulling all this out up here, is there's a little hidden bolt that will piss you off if you don't know where it is. So right back there, you can see that silver washer and bolt. 13mm bolt that goes in through the firewall there into that crash bar. So got to pull that out to get the bar out. So we'll get that bolt, we'll pull this thing out, and then back down here we'll have to pull the coolant lines, obviously, that go into the heater core. And then there's that silver insulation mat. You can see right back here, there's that little cutout right there. you'll just flap that up, and that's where the bolts are from the firewall into that whole heater box. So you got to pull those out, and then like I said, we're just going to try to pull that box out just enough to be able to slide that heater core up and out of the box. Alright guys, that wasn't too bad. So you can see the heater box there. That is where I separated it. There's just those 6 clips around. There's 2 on the back side against the firewall that were kind of a pain to get to, but other than that, came out pretty easy. So heater core definitely is leaking. You can see it's all dripping off the bottom, and looks like it's leaking here. There's some coolant up top there. So, leaking out the hose there, but either way, she is leaking. Here is the new heater core. Honestly, I'm kind of a little bit worried now that I'm looking at this, because these are both the same brand. The I don't know how you say that, Miley, whatever. They're the same brand, and that one's only a couple years old and it's leaking. I did some research on these before I bought it, and people are saying this is the best one to buy. So not really sure, maybe I got a bad one, I don't really know, but looks like we need to take the gasket off of there for this flange here. This got foam all the way around the bottom side and side, so we should be good to go. Let's swap that gasket out, slide this thing in, and get this car back together. Alright guys, we are all back together, and the last thing we need to do is just bleed the cooling system. So I'm gonna get the car outside, get it running, and get the rest of the coolant back in. I am filtering it with just a paint strainer. So let's get this cooling system bled and we can go drive it and see if the heater works. Alright guys, we got this thing warmed up and we got a heater blowing hot and it doesn't stink. Alright guys, that's it. Heater core is done and working, not leaking. Hopefully this one lasts a little bit longer. Kind of getting sick and tired of changing that thing, but I will say that having that split box in there probably cut an hour or maybe even longer off the time to change that thing, just because you don't have to discharge the AC, you don't have to recharge the AC, and you don't have to completely pull that crash bar and the entire box out. So if you got a 99.5 to I think 2000, you do have that split box and it will save you some time. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Go smash the thumbs up button. We'll see you in the next one.